live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, getting ready to go racing here live tonight at the Paperclip. It's the Martinsville Speedway for the I-85 Asphalt Series Late Model Stock Division Dash for Cash, race number 10 of 10. It's finally here, folks. Ridgeway, Virginia, live at the Martinsville Paperclip. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what these drivers have came to look for here tonight, an opportunity to get paid out for the money that they have spent. The $5 entry fee had led everybody here tonight live on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and they are currently running out the qualifying session as we speak. That'll give us the perfect opportunity to get you down live here on the main broadcast cam. Welcome in here to the Martinsville Speedway, located in Martinsville, Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, we will shorten up the ticker there. You can see everything on your screen currently at the moment. 150 laps, 0 sets of tires, 100% fuel here tonight. Qualifying currently on our way here at Martinsville. Looks like we got about a 21 car field. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fast 5 drivers will head on over to the feature automatically. Everybody else will head to the heat races here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to go racing at the Paperclip? Chase Johnson on the pole here tonight at Martinsville. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like we will get 3 different heat races scheduled here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Heat race number 1 getting ready to take place here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and it'll be full with 6 drivers tackling on the Paperclip for 15 laps. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get you down on the racetrack, let you meet your drivers up close and personal. In heat race number 1, driver the number 92, Lane Woods. Starting on the outside of him, driving the number 01 late model, Grayson Underwood. Starting in the third place position, driving the 00 late model from Middletown, New Jersey, Mike Doyle. On the outside of him will be the number 61 late model here tonight from Mount Airy, North Carolina, Patrick McPeak. Dylan Thomas will round out the 5th place spot from Denison, Texas, driving the NR3 Designs late model. Tony Cook will drive the Silver Bullet Dodge Charger late model. Coors Light on board the Silver Bullet this week. Tony Cook will round out the 6th place spot in heat race number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, there is going to be 3 heat races scheduled here tonight. 15 laps apiece, 150 lapper for the feature underneath the lights here at the Paperclip in Martinsville, Virginia. One of my favorite racetracks that I've been here several times in real life. I had the privilege to watch Ryan Blaney pick up the playoff win. It was awesome. However, though, tonight, the I-85 Summer Shootout setting place here tonight at Martinsville. Ladies and gentlemen, these drivers are going to have their hands full here tonight. We'll pull up the track back here tonight for the heat races. 150 laps is the main event, but you have to go through the 15-lap heat race if you weren't one of the Fast 5 qualifiers here tonight. 35-mile-an-hour pit lane speed, 4 turns around the Paperclip, 3 to 5 degrees of banking, very, very flat around here, and there's a little section of this racetrack here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel where the asphalt kind of changes into concrete, but the pace car is off on the pit lane. Green flag is in the air. We're racing. You have yourself a virtual heat race from Martinsville. Lane Woods will bring them down into turn 1 and 2, side by side for heat race number 1, and they'll work off the exit of turn 2. Heading down the back straightaway, the Alaris late model of Lane Woods grabs the race lead over Grayson Underwood. Patrick McPeak rounds out the outside in the 3rd place position. Mike Doyle in the 4th place spot in the 00 rounds out. He'll have to fall into spot here. 6 people rounding out heat race number 1. Mike Doyle kind of up the racetrack a little bit right there on that 00 white and purple machine. Dylan Thomas rounds out right behind him. Tony Cook in the 33 machine, rounding out the tail end of heat race number 1. Lane Woods, Grayson Underwood up front here. The top 2 drivers battling it out. 13 laps to go this time around in the I-85 Summer Shootout, heading down into the corner of turn 1 and 2. You see the very little to no banking here in each side of the Martinsville Speedway's corners. It's very, very flat, and there's a brief patch of concrete surface you see down here where these guys love to kind of grip up the race car. You have to get your late model as close as possible down on the bottom side of the racetrack. We are working 12 laps to go here in the heat race. Patrick McPeak sails back here in the 3rd place spot. He's got Patrick McPeak has Mike McDoyle all over the back bumper of him. Mike Doyle's going to try to make something work here all over the back bumper through turns 3 and 4. They'll head off the exit of turn 4, fly across the front straightaway. 10 laps to go here in heat race number 1. 2 more heat races remain right after this. You're going to want to stick around. Make sure you're following along with the best group of racing on the platform. Ladies and gentlemen, final race of the season here for Dash for Cash Late Model Stock Division live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Payouts is what will be the topic here. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys are going to be contending for the points system that they have looked for all year long, where we realized that the top 10 points drivers paid out in the point system will be paid out the points paying purse reward. That is being $100 to the race winner plus a t-shirt to go along. And there's also spread on down through there. We'll have more for that later on in the broadcast. Right now, the battle for the race lead starting to heat up here in heat race number 1 for the I-85 Summer Shootout. Lane Woods, Grayson Underwood, Patrick McPeak, Mike Doyle round out the top 4 drivers. And nose to tail, Grayson Underwood is all over the back bumper of Lane Woods heading off the exit of turn 4, heading back down into turn 1 and 2. How far can Lane Woods defend Grayson Underwood here in the closing laps? 8 laps to go inside of the Summer Shootout here at Martinsville. The ACR Racing late model trying to make a pass for the race lead. Dylan Thomas will get around Mike Doyle right there and clear himself off turn 4 through the restart zone. This is only 6 drivers kicking out in the Martinsville Speedway. We'll have 21 in total on track when the 150 lapper comes around here later on the Booty Scoot Racing channel underneath the lights. Grayson Underwood starting to lose a little bit of back bumper momentum, to the 92 machine of Lane Woods, who has a Lars on board this week, and he's led every single lap here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 6 laps to go at Martinsville in heat race number 1. Trying to get down as low as possible to that curb. You want to try to plant that left front on the curb as much as possible. Look at that left front curb cam out of the Jersey Mike 01 of Grayson Underwood. Just so close to that curb. See how close he can get down here to turn 3 and 4. You see the 92 of Lane Woods pretty much painting it. Grayson Underwood kind of slaps it right there, and that's what's killing his momentum off the exits of these corners. Dylan Thomas trying to hope and pray for a mistake from Patrick McPeak, who just doesn't have anything working right now in this 61 late model off the exit of turn 2. He's losing a little bit of a gap there to the second place driver. 4 laps remaining here in heat race number 1. The 00 Mike Doyle chromed out here at the paperclip, trying to catch the back bumper of Dylan Thomas. They'll head across the line. See 3 laps to go here in the Summer Shootout heat race number 1. Heading off the turn 2 exit down the back straightaway, heading down into turn 3. A half-mile racetrack laps are going to pick off pretty quickly here tonight. 150 in the feature. If you're not saving your equipment, you're going to find yourself down on the pit lane for the wrong reasons here. Hopefully we can keep it clean here tonight. We know how the late model season has been all year up to this point, where well over 91 caution flags total for 9 turned races this year on the tour. So hopefully these guys can end it all with a banger. Sold out crowd here tonight at Martinsville. White flag is in the air for the I-85 Summer Shootout heat race number 1. It belongs to Lane Woods, and he's got about a 5 late model car gap length lead over the 01 of Grayson Underwood. He'll bring it down into turn 3 and 4 for the final time here tonight. Lane Woods needed an opportunity. He'll grab it here tonight. He'll go to victory lane inside of the heat race. Lane Woods wins the heat race here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway inside of the number 92 late model. Needed those points, and whoa! Grayson Underwood gets it to the back of Lane Woods, spins him around after the conclusion of the checkered flag. So heat race number 2 beginning to load up on our screen right now. We'll show you the grid and how it's going to turn. Adam Peeler, Declan Willis, Alan Hammervet, Luca Torcott, Nate Hall, and Neil Rutt III will be how it will. Neil Rutt, the race control admin for this set here race. So we'll have to deal with 5 cars for 15 laps here in this heat race. Adam Peeler, Declan Willis, Alan Hammervet, Luca Torcott, and Nate Hall will round out the 5 drivers shaking out heat race number 2 here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, with 3 points being awarded to the race winner two being awarded to second and one being awarded to third. Still waiting on maybe one more driver. Yes. So we'll go ahead and get it started off here. Adam Peeler driving the number 27 Peeler's Apple L late model from Landrum, South Carolina. It's the Nurse Aviator of Adam Peeler. Starting on the outside front row, driving the iRacing number 100 late model from South Boston, Virginia, Declan Willis. Driving the number 77 Chili's HendrickCards.com Ride That Inte late model from Duncan, South Carolina. That's Alan Hammerbeck. On the outside of him will be the 036 from the 036 Smithy Speed Shop late model Luca Torcott. And on the inside of him, rounding out the 5th place spot here in heat race number 2 from Landrum, South Carolina, it's the number 18 machine of Nate Hall. Declan Willis will round out the pole sitting spot here in heat race number 2. Heading down the back straightaway, already some rubber starting to be put down here at Martinsville. The sun heading behind a cloud right now, so this is really going to grip up this racetrack quite like these guys are hoping and praying for, since these guys will take at least one more lap around the beautiful Martinsville Speedway. We love that points results that we were talking about earlier. This is what these guys are racing for here tonight. If you were top 10 in points at the conclusion of tonight's Martinsville Speedway race, you will be paid out in the following in order. So whoever is the champion will go home tonight with $100 in the bank, plus a t-shirt to go along with it. The annual I-85 Asphalt Series Championship t-shirt being rewarded to the night's champion. Second place getting $38, third $24, and so on until the purse is completely distributed all the way out. We are hearing from the admin right now that we are getting ready to go racing this time around. Pace car hangs the left down onto pit lane. 15 laps, for heat race number 2. 5 cars rounded out. Adam Peeler on the pole. Green flag is in the air here in Virginia. Declan Willis makes a hard move to the outside. He'll roll big time around the outside of the number 27 late model. They'll drag race down the back straightaway, door to door, down into turn 3 and 4. It'll be Alan Hammerbeck on the 77 machine looking on the inside of the number 100 machine. He'll drive up the racetrack just a smidge bit, barely makes contact, if any, to the number 100. He'll have to get back down on the brake a little bit harder. He'll go down here to turn 1 and 2. Alan Hammerbeck down on the curve. The number 100 will keep him honest down there. Here comes Luca Torcott. Watching the battle shake out in front of him. Nate Hall gets a tab it loose off turn 2, and the battle down into turn 3 and 4. Alan Hammerbeck gets the spot over the 100 iRacing late model, and Declan Willis heading off turn 4, coming across the line. 13 laps to go in the summer shootout heat race number 2. July 7th is the date. We are kicking off the final race here, the Dash for Cash season 4 of the late models. The I-85 Asphalt Series late model stock division, one of the longest running venues on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, been running for well over 2.5 years. Troubles here inside of the late model stock division this season hasn't been the prettiest, but right now we've had some pretty relatively clean heat racing going on. If this is a sign for what we have here tonight at Martinsville, we may be in for a relatively good treat here tonight, but hopefully these guys can keep their cool. There's 20 plus of them out on the racetrack and underneath the lights, heading off turn 4, 11 laps to go. Alan Hammerbeck trying to keep it off of the curb down there. Declan Willis trying to keep him honest by going lower than he does, but Declan Willis will tag the inside curb right there. That'll slow him up a little bit. We've seen that happen in heat race number 1. The more time these drivers hit the curb over and over again, it causes you to lose a little bit of time. Alan Hammerbeck puts the the right front nose to the left rear quarter panel, of Adam Peeler down out of turn 4, heading down into turn 1 and 2. Alan Hammerbeck will get a little bit up the hill out of turn 2. That'll bring Declan Willis to that left rear quarter panel. They'll drag race side by side, but not entirely sure if he's going to be able to make the move here tonight in turn 3 and 4, but he'll definitely door slam him up there in turn 3. Heading off turn 4 down the back straightaway across the front, the front straightaway, It's 9 laps to go, and Declan Willis is damn near sideways into turn 2. Watching these guys battle it out here at Martinsville. Declan Willis trying to make a move around the 77 Chili's Dente late model, and Alan Hammerbeck, Adam Peeler, just watching the battles take place in his rearview mirror. A bunch of mirror driver going on for him. Luca Torcott now entered the side of the battle. Nate Hall losing touch to the front half galleries. 8 laps to go. Who's going to make a move here late half into the heat races? 3 points being awarded to the race winner. Whoever decides to pull out a line and try to make a move. You want to try to do it cleanly, though. Not been the cleanest race so far up this season. You want to do everything precisely with a clean move. The 38 roof number for Alan Hammerbeck, but 77 on the side. That's going to be confusing all night long. We'll make sure that we get that squared away for you folks and have that recommended and reminded so we do not mess that up here tonight. 6 laps to go here at the Martinsville Speedway heat race number 2. Adam Peeler leads this heat race. Alan Hammerbeck over the back bumper. Declan Willis rounds out 3rd. Luca Torcott's in 4th. Nate Hall succeeds the 5th place position. 6 laps, going to be 5 to go this time around for Adam Peeler, who has been absolutely blazing fast so far in this late model. He's got a little bit of speed here tonight. Does he have a late model to contend? Look at the bottom lane really starting to rubber up out of turn 2. We are being told by the admin we will bring out the sweepers and the track workers through after the 19 races during the warm-up session. And whoa, contact from Alan Hammerbeck, ships the leader around, and Adam Peeler, Luca Torcott can't get on the brake fast enough. Nate Hall has to get on the brake. Declan Willis, the only clean one through. We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Take a look and see exactly what happened here to bring out the caution flag tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And it looks like it maybe come off the front bumper of Alan Hammerbeck to Adam Peeler. Diving down into turn 3 and 4. Alan Hammerbeck gets back to the gas way before Adam Peeler does. Gets into the left rear, ships him around out of turn 4. 5 guys here inside of the heat race. You're going to have to give a little room still regardless. We'll head down the back straightaway, see if we can't ride on board Alan Hammerbeck and kind of see what he's seen. Came off the gas and just rolled right to the back bumper of the 27, turned him around. We'll back that ass up one more time. We'll watch it from the blimp cam just to make sure we didn't miss anything that out of the ordinary that we think that we didn't. And I mean, coming down here into turn 3, Adam Peeler takes the bottom lane and Alan Hammerbeck rolls big time. There's about a car gap length there between him and Declan Willis, that 3rd place driver, and no contact from behind, just contact after. So they're pacing underneath the caution flag here. Back on the main broadcast cam, Declan Willis, somehow, some way, the only person to manage his way through that wreck and avoid all of the mayhem. Nate Hall as well. So Nate Hall will now become the 2nd place driver here on the restart. He'll have an opportunity at a heat race win here for the U.S. Air Force number 18 late model team. Luca Torcott gets a little bit of damage right there. He'll hit the front end. You see the splitter kind of off of the racetrack right there at a place like Martinsville. Aero's not really much of a depending kind of thing around this racetrack, but it definitely can affect the steering and handling on that 036 late model. Alan Hammerbeck will go to the tail end of the field. Alan Hammerbeck will get into the tail end of the number 27 right there and turn him around. Whether or not it was intentional, that is what happened. First caution flag here tonight at Martinsville comes in heat race number 2. 15-lap race here tonight. A beautiful day to go racing. Heading down the back straightaway, we bring you the J Money Sense weather report. 79 degrees with a northeast wind blowing in at about 2 miles per hour. Partly cloudy conditions will be underneath the lights here tonight for the 150-lapper. Heading through the restart zone, Declan Willis and Nate Hall on the front row. Green flag back in the air here at Martinsville. Green flag back in the air here at the Martinsville Speedway. Nate Hall rolls the outside line. Luca Torcott shoves the hole. Whoa, Nate Hall can't get it slowed down enough. He'll move and blow turn 2, and that'll cost him big time. Heading down into turn 3 and 4. Declan Willis has the race lead over Luca Torcott. Alan Hammerbeck shakes out the 3rd place spot. White flag is in the air, presented by AFL Global for Declan Willis and the ACR Racing late model. Down into turn 1 and 2. Adam Peeler will roll to the back bumper of Alan Hammerbeck. They'll go side by side, door to door into turn 3 and 4. Checkered flag is in the air for heat race number 2. It's going to be Declan Willis heading across the line. He'll win the heat race here tonight. Declan Willis wins the race here tonight in heat race number 2. He'll score 3 bonus points to his total score. He'll thank the wreck happening there in the closing laps of Alan Hammerbeck and the rest of those guys. And our final heat race of the night getting ready to take place here tonight at Martinsville. Before we get it switched over underneath the lights, Ace Throckmorton will be on the front row with Zach Evans. Corey Tessner in the heat race here tonight with Phil Bogdan to his outside. Aaron Evans will be in the heat race, and Nicholas Maynard doing the on-track admin duties there, so he will not participate here in the heat race. Ace Throckmorton on the front row, driving the I-85 Asphalt Series Triple S Throckmorton late model number 72 from South Boston, Virginia. Zach Evans driving the Me-5 number 6 late model 350 cubic engine. Cubic inches of engine inside of that race car is what I meant to say, from Princeton, North Carolina. He'll start out from the second place spot. Driving the Palmetto Moon number 8 late model, driving a Longhorn chassis from Greer, South Carolina. That's Corey Tetzner. Driving the number 29 Boardwick late model, the modified race last night, Bill Bogdan. Starting the final spot here tonight in the heat race from Crawfordsville, Indiana, will be the Lowe's Cobot Tools 48 of Aaron Evans. So Ace Throckmorton will lead them from the front row pole here tonight in heat race number 3. It'll be the final heat race here tonight, trying to give the guys as many opportunities as possible to score some points, gain their way up the ladder in the pace standings. Don't forget, folks, right after this, it's all over. The Dash for Cash race for 10, race number 10 of 10 comes to an end here tonight. The late model tour will find its winner here tonight, and it is a damn close battle inside of the point system. This is how it shakes out. 26 points separate the difference between first and second here tonight. Ace Throckmorton will be that guy, 26 points behind Chase Johnson, who's looking to grab his 4th consecutive championship inside of the late models. 5 wins on the year for Chase Johnson. It's been a couple weeks since he's been to victory lane. We'll get ready to see Chase Johnson on the pole right after this 150 lapper at the Martinsville Speedway for the I-85 Summer Shootout. Green flag's going to go in the air. This time around, it's going to be Ace Throckmorton on the front row. Zach Evans to his outside. Corey Tetzner in 3rd. Phil Bogdan in 4th. Aaron Evans will shake out the 5th and final place spot. Green flag is in the air here in Martinsville. Green flag is in the air here in Martinsville. Ace Throckmorton leads them through turns 1 and 2, heading off the exit of 2. Down the back straightaway, Zach Evans, Corey Tetzner go door to door as Throckmorton takes it down into turn 3. Heading off of turn 3 and out of turn 4 across the front stretch. 14 laps remain here in the final heat race before we switch on over to the 150 lapper. And whoa, big time side-by-side racing right there between Corey Tetzner and Zach Evans, looking out the fan cam down here into turn 3. What a beautiful angle of these cars battling it out. What a run right there for Zach Evans on the outside. Tetzner gets big time loose, trying to defend his position around Aaron Evans in this 48 Lowe's machine. Down the back straightaway, it's Throckmorton trying to have an opportunity to close up the points gap here tonight. Chase Johnson on the pole. That is 1 extra point for Chase Johnson to his score. So now the gap up to 27 points over Ace Throckmorton. But if Ace Throckmorton could pick up the heat race win right here tonight in heat race number 3, 3 bonus points would go to the total score of Ace Throckmorton, regardless of how it turns out here tonight. So if he can pick up the win here tonight out of the heat race, that'll turn that gap from 27 down to 24 points. Does Ace Throckmorton have enough to make it work here tonight? By all means necessary, last night the Whelen Modified Division was mathematically locked up when it came to the point standing. Saw Michael Johnson go to the championship ranks. He is now a Modified Season 3 champion. He'll add his name into the I-85 Asphalt Series record blitz. It was Neil Rutt going to victory lane. 100 lapper at the Richmond Raceway last night, went caution free. We're hoping to do the same here tonight for the late models. 150 lapper for the championship here tonight. Chase Johnson barely trailing over Ace Throckmorton by 26 points, now 27 coming into tonight's race. 9 laps to go here in the summer shootout at Martinsville. Corey Tetzner, Zach Evans need to go run up and catch this Smithy Speed Shop 72 machine of Ace Throckmorton. He's kind of tooted up right now, 2, 3, and 4. Kind of crazy how things work here, and 8 laps to go on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Corey Tessner going to try everything possible to get himself a win here in the heat race. And don't count out Phil Bogdan searching back in the distance. And I want to correct my math there. Chase Johnson will get 3 points for the pole here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. So if Ace Throckmorton can pick up the win right here in the heat race, he can rematch it back down to 26 points. And we'll have that 26-point gap to work with for the main event here tonight. And it's totally doable. It's going to need a little bit of help. We'll have 21 cars in the field trying to work out 150 laps. It's going to be anybody's ball game. And for those people working out 3rd through 10th in the point standings, you're going to have to get to the finish line here tonight. You're going to need a clean race car. You're going to need the safe tire. 1 caution flag up so far up to this point. It's been in heat race number 2. It was between Alan Hammerbeck and Adam Peeler battling it out for the race lead. 5 laps to go here at the paperclip heading down the back straightaway. Ace Throckmorton trying to grab the win here tonight. That lead is absolutely going away to Zach Evans. Zach Evans, known for saving the Hoosier rubber inside of his late model. This number 6 machine, if it goes green like last night, he'll get on the curb though, get a little bit loose. Zach Evans can save a little bit. Martinsville, definitely one of the tracks we know will wear a little bit of tire. Corey Tessner trying to roll down the back bumper of the number 6 in front of him. They'll head across the line to see 3 laps to go inside of heat race number 3 at the summer shootout here tonight. Corey Tessner closes up the gap just a smidge bit more. He's a tad bit better than Zach Evans through turn 1 and 2. Can Zach Evans fight back through 3 and 4 here? Zach Evans will leave a half a bit of a lane there to the bottom to let Corey Tessner enter, but he will fend his way off turn 4 quite well. He'll pull away from Tessner a smidge bit. White flag is in the air next time around for the race leader. Phil Bogdan, Aaron Evans round out the 4th and 5th place positions. The 72 of Ace Throckmorton heads down the back straightaway. Zach Evans rolls in the 2nd place spot, and they'll close up the gap to the 72 I-85 Asphalt Series late model of Ace Throckmorton. White flag is in the air, presented by AFLGlobal.com. Heading off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway for the final time here tonight. Ace Throckmorton looking for an opportunity to pick up the race win here in the heat race. He'll come off turn 3 and 4, and he'll do just that. He'll grab the 3 bonus points, and he'll tie Chase Johnson back up at 26 points. He'll knock that gap back down coming into the feature. Ace Throckmorton will win the heat race here tonight in heat race number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for the scheduled heat races here tonight. A 3-minute warm-up session will now take place on your screen for the I-85 Summer Shootout live here tonight. Payouts right around the corner. The bank getting ready to open. We've showed you the point standings. We haven't had them updated all the way yet, guys. Getting ready to shake out the field. Are you ready for some of the action-packed racing on the late model stock division headed your way? Can we keep it clean here tonight at the paperclip? It'll all find out here in the coming moments right around the corner on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, getting ready to go racing live here tonight at the beautiful Martinsville Speedway. It is an awesome night to go racing underneath the lights, the cloudy Martinsville mountains behind us. It is a beautiful day to go racing. The train tracks right here down the back straightaway, 72 degrees to go racing underneath the lights. It is a beautiful day. Hopefully you left your coat at home. You don't need the sunscreen. 7-mile-per-hour wind blowing in from the northeast. Partly cloudy conditions. The humidity right up through the damn roof as a storm brewed through right after the heat races getting ready to take it on. We're sailing over the Richard Petty Tower here out of turn 4, heading towards the turn restart zone. Ladies and gentlemen, moments away from the I-85 Asphalt Series late model stock division getting ready to take place. We'll show the point system coming in here tonight. Chase Johnson, 26 points ahead of Ace Throckmorton. This will be the battle to watch for the championship here tonight. Mathematically, it is not over. The bonus points, and you never know what could happen out on the racetrack. We'll see how things shake out here in the coming moments on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Have 150 laps to work with here tonight. Walker Matthews definitely cut into the points lead coming into the back half of the season. 48 points is the difference between him and Chase Johnson. Zach Evans, Ty McIntosh, Michael Johnson, Patrick McPeak, Dylan Thomas, Luca Torcott, and Alan Hammerbeck are your points-paying driver at the current moment. And how they kind of work out this is how they'll be paid out at the end of tonight's event. 30 seconds remain here in the white flag is in the air for the warm-up session. $100 to the champion here tonight. So you're racing for something when it's all said and done. Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to see the green flag here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel for the I-85 Asphalt Series Dash for Cash, race number 10. This is the starting grid here tonight live on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Your favorite drivers getting ready to tackle on the Martinsville Speedway, the paperclip. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to get you up close and personal, introduced to your favorite drivers live here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. On the pole here tonight, driving the Chili's number 5 late model from Greer, South Carolina, it's Chase Johnson. On the outside of him will be the number 04 Crown Royal late model of Walker Matthews. Still waiting on a third place driver to load in. Driver of the number 10 late model. Winner here this season, it's the number 10. 3-wide television from Asheville, North Carolina of Ty McIntosh. On the outside of him will be the Fabric Schaffner U2 Page late model from High Point, North Carolina of Chris Schaffner. Lane Woods will round out the ACR Racing number 92 late model. He'll win the heat race in heat race number 1 here tonight. Michael Johnson, our final top 5 Fast 5 driver here tonight in the PSR Products number 40 late model. Declan Willis will win heat race number 2 here tonight from the South Boston, Virginia. He'll drive the Gardner March number 100 ACR Racing late model. Ace Throckmorton will win heat race number 3 from South Boston, Virginia. He'll pilot the I-85 Asphalt Series Triple S Throckmorton Racing 72 late model. 01 will belong to Grayson Underwood, driving the ACR Racing Blue Ridge Pro Services Jersey Mike Subs late model. He'll shake the 9th place spot here at the drop of the green flag with Zach Evans right behind him in the I-85 Asphalt Series Meet 5 number 6 late model from Princeton, North Carolina. On the outside of him will go the Canadian, the Smithy Speed Shop 036 late model of Luca Torcott. Patrick McPeak will shake out the number 61 Grizzly Nicotine Pouch late model from Mount Airy, North Carolina. It's the 61 of Patrick McPeak. Adam Peeler will round out the number 27 Peelers Apple Ale late model from Landrum, South Carolina, followed by Dylan Thomas and the NR3 Designs number 03 Machine from Denison, Texas. On the outside of him will be the Oakley Palmetto Moon late model from Greer, South Carolina of Corey Riptide Tessner. Alan Hammerbeck will pilot the number 77 HendrickCars.com late model from Duncan, South Carolina. On the inside of him will be the number 29 Boardwick Machine of Phil Bogdan. Nate Hall will pilot the U.S. Air Force number 18 Machine from the 18th place spot from Landrum, South Carolina. And Mike Doyle will follow to the right side of him from Middletown, New Jersey, driving in the 19th place position. Tony Cook will shake out the 33 Machine here tonight in the 21st place spot, and he'll have Aaron Evans to the driver's right of him in the 48 Cobalt Tools late model. Heading down the back straightaway, getting ready to see the green flag here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. We will wait to see. We'll take at least one more lap, and we will execute all race for tonight's keys of the race, and that's going to be key number 1. Save those tires. If you don't have any Hoosier to race with at the end, you're going to be in big time trouble. Finally, you're going to want to avoid the contact. It's been contact all year long, all season long. Guys have had their races ruined. Guys have had their seasons ruined. You do not want to continue the mess here tonight. And finally, if you're one of those top 10 paying drivers, when it's all said and done, make sure you cash out for your prize by keeping that position. 150 lapper headed your way, 35-mile-an-hour pit road speed around this asphalt oval. 4 turns, managing between 3 and 5 degrees of banking. That opened in 1947. Getting ready to go racing here tonight live on the Booty Scoot Racing channel at the Martinsville Speedway. 1 lap to go this time around. Lights are off on top of the pace car. It's the I-85 Asphalt Series Summer Shootout Dash for Cash race number 10. 10 races, 3 months of short track action leads up here to tonight at Martinsville. Chase Johnson on the pole. Walker Matthews to the driver's right. McIntosh and Schaffner. Second row, green flag getting ready to fly in the air this time around. Championship on the line, payouts at the end of the 150 lapper. Green flag is in the air. We're live, we're racing in Martinsville, the paperclip. Whoa, one's around already. Caution flag on the opening lap. We got one around on the front straightaway. It's Tony Cook and Nate Hall. Are we able to keep it green? The green flag is still displayed in the air. We're able to keep it green and keep one up and moving. It's Nate Hall. He's actually able to keep it up and going. So we will keep it underneath the green flag condition to kick off the race here tonight. 21 drivers packing out the Martinsville Speedway, trying to make something shake, heading off the exit of turn 2, flying down the back straightaway. Nobody going to spare each other an inch. Battle's going to spare out throughout the field all night long. Grayson Underwood, in this 01 late model with Jersey Mikes on board. Circles out, the 9th place spot in front of Patrick McPeak. Battle off turn 2 and down the back straightaway, door to door back there. Corey Tessner fills in the line in front of the Mead 5 late model of Zach Evans and in front of his teammate and Alan Hammerbeck. 4 laps completed, going to be 5 this time around in the summer shootout. Half a second lead already for Chase Johnson over Walker Matthews down into turn 1 and 2. We'll swoop back up here. We're closer to the battle for the race lead. There's about a 6, 7, maybe 8 car gap length lead there between 2nd and 3rd over Walker Matthews. And Ty McIntosh will work around the exit of turn 3 and 4 here. The late models at the Martinsville Speedway heading across the line here to complete lap number 5 of the summer shootout. Nobody going to spare each other an inch here. Single file on the bottom side is kind of exactly how you expect these guys to be, and this is kind of how you want it, especially with all the chaos and carnage that we've had all year long. These drivers can pick a spot, find it into the line. It's going to be hard braking zones all night long, so you're going to have to pick and choose your spots wisely. You see the number 92 of the number 92 of Lane Woods down that back straightaway, just peeking his late model down the back straightaway out of the same groove as everybody else that he's racing, trying to keep it clean, trying to make things move, trying to make things shake. You want to keep this car clean. Can these drivers continue to pick off some of the clean laps that they've had here tonight so far, working throughout the field? Zach Evans is the one that separated the rest of the field between one another. Looks like Alan Hammerbeck has worked his way around him and caught up, or trying to at least catch up to the back half of this field in this Hendrick Cars number 77 machine. As we work lap number 8, coming to lap number 9 here at the Martinsville Speedway, Lane Woods rounds out what's going to be the 6th place position. Schaffner has a nose full, of Ty McIntosh, who will have the mirror full of Chris Schaffner down into turn 3 and 4. These drivers are going to have to manage the tires all night long. They're going to have to, whether that's change up their lines, manage the throttle, manage the angles. You see Walker Matthews off the gas. Big time caution flag out here on the racetrack. It's for the 48 machine of Aaron Evans and Phil Bogdan. They're around here on the front straightaway live at the Martinsville Speedway. Smoke pouring out the engine of the 29 machine and oil all over the racetrack. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay. Take a look and see what happened here tonight at Martinsville between these two drivers. It started with Aaron Evans, Phil Bogdan. Aaron Evans driving that 48 Lowe's machine. Looks like Phil Bogdan on the bottom side. Aaron Evans just right rear hooks him onto the outside walls, trying to keep his nose on us on the bottom side. So we'll back that ass up, see if we can get a better angle of the caution flag that just took place up on our screen here tonight. Heading down the back straightaway, Aaron Evans battling door to door there with Phil Bogdan. Aaron Evans on the outside. You see him just collect the right rear quarter panel. Phil Bogdan and ship him hard nose first until the outside, safe for barrier. Back here on the main broadcast cam, Phil Bogdan has climbed aboard this number 29 late model, and he has retired from tonight's event. Aaron Evans will work his way down on the pit lane. They'll service the number 48 Lowe's Cobalt Tools late model, and Chase Johnson will have the race lead underneath the caution flag for the first time here tonight live on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll be back in just a moment for a side-by-side commercial break. Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The Booty Scoot Racing channel is a proud sponsor in partnership with Maccabee Auto Services LLC, established in 2023. You need an auto repair you can trust? Contact Maccabee Auto Services today. They're honest, reliable, and affordable for all your tune-ups, engine repair, and engine rebuilds and swap. First-time customer special, $25 off any services over $100. Contact them today, 864-526-0608 for a free consultation. Back down here on the main broadcast cam live at the Martinsville Speedway, the DJ will kill the music as we pace behind the pace car here tonight at the Paperclip. These drivers moving around the racetrack, trying to knock the marbles up and out of the groove, just trying to find a clean spot to go racing here tonight. Soaring high above the racetrack, about 1,000 feet or so, with Billy the Blimp driver, who's been throwing back Budweisers all night long, and his vision started to get a little bit groggy. He cranked up the Blimp and drove it high above the Martinsville Speedway and giving us this beautiful shot down here of the late models as they get the one to go racing. This time around, they will double file them up side by side, row by row, back and back and back on throughout the field. We started tonight's event with 21 drivers. That caution flag alone just took out 3 different late models. Aaron Evans want to repatch up this Lowe's machine, try to get back out on the field because every point matters inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series. He'll work off the exit of turn 2 and now have a while to catch up to the tail end of the field. Chase Johnson will be the person in charge of the restart through the restart zone. Green flag back in the air here at Martinsville. Chase Johnson has the race lead out of turn 2. He'll lead him down the back straightaway here. The summer shootout with Walker Matthews trailing right behind him. Ty McIntosh in his 3-wide television number 10 machine will round out the third place spot. He'll be door to door now with Chris Schaffner, with Lane Woods looking to maybe peek 3 wide on the inside, but he'll think better of it. A wise decision there from the number 92. Contact made from Grayson Underwood to the back bumper of Ace Throckmorton. 16 laps have been completed out of the scheduled 150. It's going to be a long one here tonight, folks. Michael Johnson, Chris Schaffner battling it out through turn 3 and 4. They're leaning on one another, trading and exchanging a little bit of paint between the two drivers, snudging a little bit more underneath the lights here at the Paperclip. You can really see the sparks between these two drivers getting at it here at the Martinsville Speedway. And if these drivers could ever hold on to the race cars, pick us off some clean racing, I see why. No reason we couldn't get you down on the racetrack for fast and loud. Getting back up through the engines, ripping back up through the gears, getting the oil temperatures back up and moving. The SACR Racing late model has 4 late models out on the field. We're 3 wide across the back straight away into turn 3 and 4. Patrick McPeak and these ACR Racing teammates got to figure it out quickly. They're able to. Heading across the front straightaway line. Looks like Chase Johnson has the race lead here tonight. The number 5 Chili's machine looking for his 4th consecutive championship here in the late model stock division. Chase Johnson, 26-point gap over the Ace Throckmorton machine, who's battling back here in this road of a mess. Contact made. Contact the Corey Tessner. He has to save the race car. What a save for the Palmetto Moon late model. Lane Woods has to reevaluate his line. We see him turn that unique line earlier tonight in the heat race down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Everybody else selling through turn 2. Didn't appear too much, if any, damage to Corey Tesner's number 8 machine. Don't look like there's any damage to it at all. Almost turned around right there. I mean, that's what happens here at the Martinsville Speedway. Drivers getting up the racetrack, picking and choosing when they want to make the pass. And who's going to be the guy on offense? On defense, saving a little bit of tire, knowing that we have well over 129 laps left to go here tonight at Martinsville. Heading off of turn 4 and across the front straightaway, Patrick McPeak and Chris Schaffner going at it here through turns 1 and 2. This is the battle for the top 5 spot. Chris Schaffner gets a little bit loose off turn 2. They'll rub a little paint with Patrick McPeak. They'll all stack up here through turns 3 and 4, nose to tail with one another. See if we can't ride out of the roll bar. Patrick McPeak, he's got an absolute nose full of the guys in front of him. Look at this right front camera and the right rear camera. This traffic all around Martinsville right now. Nowhere safe to go, and Patrick McPeak will shut his nose across the front nose of the number 10 3-wide television machine of McIntosh, who gets shipped up the racetrack. Lane Woods down on the curve. Everybody has to get up out of the gas. Alan Hammerbeck exchanges a little bit of paint there with the number 100 of Declan Willis. The drivers are able to figure it out, though. 25 laps completed the next time around, and Chase Johnson leads them. Guys are starting to establish their spots, getting a little bit physical here tonight. I think it's only right. We'll get you down on the racetrack for tonight's first I-85 Asphalt Series Fast and Loud. Here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, cranking it up fast and loud here at the Martinsville Speedway. These drivers not giving an inch, and we just seen that there underneath that fast and loud. Contact made from the number 61 to the back bumper, number 40 of Michael Johnson, but I wouldn't really begin to fathom to say maybe he didn't get a little bit of help right there from that number 8 machine. Everybody's starting to stack up nose to tail. Chase Johnson can't seem to pull away with a race lead quite like he has been able to all year long. We've only had one caution flag here tonight. You start to see the glowing rotors inside of these late models, and you begin to ask yourself the different kind of things that could take place here tonight. Our keys of the race talked about 4 different topics. The first key of the race here tonight was managing those Hoosier tires. You also wanted to avoid the chaos. You wanted to cash out the payment if you were top 10 in points and try to maximize your point system here tonight. But never one time did we mention anything about the brakes on these late models. Who has set up their late model the best here tonight? You're going to have to manage brakes, tires, and the long run here tonight. If you have yourself a set of good brakes midway to late portion part of this race, you could find yourself at an advantage. And one of these things that I will call out right now is guys like Michael Johnson in this number 40 late model, Season 3 Wheeling Modified Champion, I might add, after last night's race at the Richmond Raceway. Michael Johnson brought home the championship for the Modifieds, and what I was getting ready to kind of feed into this one right here is Patrick McPeak and Michael Johnson both participate inside of our Wheeling Modified division. tour. So these two drivers, week in, week out, constantly having to hard brake pressures, getting on the brake hard, trying to manage open wheel tires. So when it comes to situations like that, they might be some of the better guys at saving the brakes here on the long run, but we still have well over 115, 120 laps to go here at Martinsville. It is still far from over, and you can throw a blanket over the top 11, top 12 drivers here tonight. Declan Willis, Dylan Thomas, the 11th and 10th place drivers, as Lane Woods begins to try to work over the left rear of the 77HendrickCars.com machine of Alan Hammerbeck. Alan Hammerbeck has started to move up the racetrack about a half a groove or so to get himself angled and arced down into the corners. You see that right front glowing rotor on that number 8 Palmetto Moon late model of Corey Riptide Tessner. Could that start to become a factor inside of this number 8 late model? But isn't it just guys like that? We'll check his teammate Chase Johnson. Could only imagine these CJR late models have some similar kind of setup. You see him starting to get a little bit of hot on that right front glowing rotor of his, and he's starting to pull away right now from Walker Matthews. 6/10, now 7/10 is the gap between the two drivers, and Michael Johnson's all over the back bumper of Walker Matthews. Can we be seeing a heat-up battle here for second place? Heading off of turn 2, and down the back straightaway, looking out of the fan cam. The fan cam really shows you how close these drivers get here tonight, and look at all those glowing rotors inside of these race cars. These drivers, again, are going to have to manage it. What will help these things? Well, there's only one adjustment that you can do inside of iRacing's fixed setups here on iRacing, and that is adjust the brake bias dial, where you can shift the weight of the brake bias in the car from forward to backwards, try to help your rotation in, try to help your rotation off. The further you put it backwards, it'll help the rotation off in into the corners, but it is way more loose and unstable under braking. Whenever you move the brake bias up towards the front nose of the car, it really will help the entry of the corners on short tracks really well, but it also comes with a penalty paying factor. It also is very stable under braking, but it takes longer under braking to get the car to react the way that you would like to. Look at Walker Matthews right here, who's going now from 2nd down to 5th place in a matter of about 2 laps after blowing one corner. So this really starts to show how one mistake can cost you a long run right here. The Crown Royal 04 machine has a win underneath his belt here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. I believe it was at the Thompson Speedway. Can Walker Matthews find something here midway through the race, approaching midway through the race, I might add, and try to find his way up towards the front once more? Corey Tessner now currently up 10 spots from where he started. He would currently be scoring the Hard Charger Award here tonight, up 10 spots, starting in the 14th place spot into the 4th place spot. Now Michael Johnson has gotten around that number 40 of Walker Matthews. He's all over the back bumper of Chase Johnson for the race lead. And absolutely glowing rotors out of these two drivers heading off of turn 4 and heading across the front straightaway start-finish line. The I-85 Summer Shootout now on our way here in Martinsville, and Michael Johnson will override Chase Johnson out of turn 2, and no relation between these two Johnson boys. Now Patrick McPeak is over the right side quarter panel of Chase Johnson. Patrick McPeak's going to have to fight hard here on the outside as Chase Johnson jumped out too far out front and used up his Hoosier tires early. Whereas Chase Johnson trying to use this as a better of a strategy call, excuse me. And what do we mean by that is Chase Johnson maybe seeing what his car has here early, jumped down to a quick lead just to see what it would feel like in clean air, and maybe now that it's brought back to him. Or could the brakes be coming into a handling factor? Now we have two CJR late models on top of one another. CJR standing for Chase Johnson Racing. Corey Tessner, Chase Johnson, teammates here inside of the late model stocks. If they have similar setup late models here, could this be disaster on the big time march here to come? And with those two passes for Patrick McPeak, he started in the 12th place spot. He's up to the 2nd place position. He now is the tied Hard Charger Award with Corey Tessner, but Tessner will get around Chase Johnson there. That'll pull him right back into that Hard Charging Award. Chase Johnson starting to go backwards here at Martinsville. This is not what this number 5 needs early into tonight's event. He'll have to defend around Schaffner. He'll do just that. Walker Matthews, the rest of these guys, Lane Woods tail behind in the distance by about a quarter, almost a half inch straightaway here at Martinsville. Two weeks ago, ladies and gentlemen, at the Oxford Plain Raceway, Chase Johnson was turned around by Dylan Thomas. Was tagged by Dylan Thomas. Dylan Thomas was intentionally wrecked by Chase Johnson, in which he retaliated. Both of these drivers were hit with stern warnings, and it being the final race of the season, the I-85 Asphalt Series admin didn't want to leave anybody off the track competing for the championship. And however, though, folks, that's been the topic all year long. Kind of mayhem, caution flag after caution flag. 91 caution flags on the entire season up to this point has really set sail in the tone of what the season has been like up to this point. Relatively very clean here tonight so far. 51 laps complete. One caution flag underneath our belt at the beginning of the event led to a little bit of a minor stack up between Tony Cook and Phil Bogdan and Aaron Evans, a couple of those guys. Ty McIntosh has climbed aboard his late model number 10 3-wide television machine. He is out of tonight's event, and he has declined comment from our pit reporter. Dylan Thomas involved in that turnaround incident with Chase Johnson 2 weeks ago. He appealed his suspension from tonight's race at the Martinsville Speedway, and it was reversed, and Dylan Thomas finds himself out here tonight for Southern Sim Racing, scored in the 7th place position, 53 laps into the summer shootout here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He'll have to try to make sure his emotions stay intact and gathered here tonight. It's the battle for the race lead. Three of them sail away with it right now. It's Johnson, McPeak, and Tessner. And the Johnson that you're thinking ain't the same one. It's Michael Johnson, the person that can now call himself the Season 3 champion of the Whelen Modified Tour inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series. Michael Johnson picked up the win last night. Didn't win the race. Neil Rutten won the race, but he picked up the championship at the Richmond Raceway last night for the Modifieds. Michael Johnson received a $70 payout, a t-shirt combo as well for his Whelen Modified Championship. He's here tonight, been full-time, on the late model stocks division. Here he is now, leading laps midway into the Martinsville race here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Slowly emerging the back bumper of lap traffic, which is the number 18 U.S. Air Force machine of Nate Hall from Landrum, South Carolina. Nate Hall trying to stay away from the lead half pack here, and Michael Johnson, who trails right behind him by about 12 to 15 car gap lead between the two drivers. Braking issues could possibly be coming into effect here, and while we see some of these drivers already out of tonight's event midway through the summer shootout here tonight at Martinsville, but Grayson Underwood trying to drive away from this 0-3 of Dylan Thomas, but can't find the speed that he's looking for. Michael Johnson pulling away with a race lead. Folks, we'll get you back down here on the racetrack for another fast and loud around the paperclip, the Martinsville Speedway, the I-85 Asphalt Series Summer Shootout, Dash for Cash, final race of season number 4. Lap traffic approaching out of the front nose of the race leader, Michael Johnson. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, cranking it up fast and loud. The battle for the race lead starting to sail away. We're about 11 laps this time around from the halfway point here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. The top three drivers have pulled away. Now Chase Johnson has re-entered into the battle in this number 5 Chili's late model on the bottom side of the racetrack. Chris Schaffner hasn't had the season that he was looking for all year long, involved in everybody else's mess, nothing of his wrongdoing. This Fabric Schaffner YouTube page, you can go check out the YouTube page on the left and right side of this late model on your screen right now, and go right on board, just like the HBO Max NASCAR cams out of the front nose of the Chris Schaffner machine. Kind of see what he sees as he's got one of those helmet cams on here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. Chris Schaffner turning some decent lap times, right now on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He turned a 20.648 to the leader's 20.607. So, I mean, right there in the ball game, fighting hard is Chris Schaffner, trying everything possible to find himself on the big screen later, and he'll know exactly what I mean by that if he's made it this far up into tonight's event. Corey Tessner all over the back bumper of Patrick McPeak, and trying to watch this battle unfold on our screen, kind of compare the two drivers on where they're at right now. Looks like Patrick McPeak has a smidge more drive off of turn 2 than Corey Tessner, but Corey Tessner's really able to roll into turn 3 and 4. Look how far Tessner's able to get on that back bumper through turns 3 and 4 to Patrick McPeak, but nowhere to go, nowhere to pass midway through the race. Tires really starting to come into effect, the brakes as well. Chase Johnson smurges to the outside. He'll change his lineup just a tad bit right there, trying to get around his teammate and Corey Tessner. Lap traffic, though, right ahead for Michael Johnson. It'll be the number 18 of Nate Hall. Nate Hall has absolutely fought back hard here tonight, fighting hard in the 17th place spot. Nate Hall is wanting a caution flag quickly if he can get one inside of this U.S. Air Force number 18 machine. One caution flag here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and the main feature up to this point here tonight. And it was back on lap number 10 or 12 or something beyond those lines. But these guys have been relatively clean up to this point here tonight, slowly emerging to the halfway point. Patrick McPeak will look on the inside of the lap traffic machine of Nate Hall. Nate Hall will do an excellent job there of moving out of the way of the lead lap guys racing here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway, and let these four drivers, battle it out here and let these guys roll around and have an opportunity to fight for it. Safely away from the lap traffic guys. Now Patrick McPeak will have to redial in the 61 machine and rerun back down Michael Johnson here out of turn 1 and 2 here at the I-85 Asphalt Series Summer Shootout. 72 laps are completed. We're right around the corner from the halfway point. We'll step aside for a side-by-side battle box camera action for you here tonight. Corey Tessner trying to work around the back bumper of Michael Johnson. Here comes Chase Johnson. Chris Schaffner trying to work around this lap traffic guy, and Nate Hall. We'll be back in just a moment on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Stick it right here, the halfway point, right around the corner. back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, battling it up here underneath the commercial break, looking out of the fan cam. These guys absolutely going at it here in the top three positions. Chase Johnson in this number 5 late model has gone back around his teammate in Corey Tessner, and has Corey Tessner burned up a little bit of Hoosier tire here, or does he see what his teammate did earlier, see him starting to catch him? Now he's sitting back trying to recool off those Hoosier tires of his. Plenty of racing left to go. We got just a little bit under halfway, about 73 laps to go. Excuse me, about 70 laps to go here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Glowing rotors in majority of these late models. Guys are beginning to come into jeopardy of coming a lap down. We have already lapped up to the 17th place position. Mike Doyle would be the next guy in jeopardy of losing a lap here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, but he is sitting pretty decent right now. He's got about a straightaway on Michael Johnson, who leads the race here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live at the Martinsville Speedway. And while we watch these guys continue to battle it out here tonight, did not mean to take it up to the blimp cam that far up in the air. We will pull up another J Money Sense weather report as they head down the back straightaway. 82 laps into tonight's event, 70 degrees. It's dropped down 2 degrees since the drop of the green flag here tonight. 4-mile-per-hour winds blowing in from the northeast. Still partly cloudy as the winds continue to fall down here. Can this affect the grip handling conditions on the track? You see how black the corners are really starting to become here tonight at Martinsville, indicating to us that the tires are wearing. It's putting down rubber in the corners. Corey Tessner slides the number 8 down in there, plugs the hole below to 61. He's trying to take an extra spot with his teammate around Patrick McPeak here at Martinsville. They'll be really close in turns 1 and 2, nearly exchanging paint off turn 2. We are hearing from the admin from the number 10 of Ty McIntosh, who is off of the racetrack in that 3-wide television late model. Ty McIntosh having steering rack problems here tonight with his steering wheel disconnecting inside of the late model. He will be done and retire from tonight's event. Lane Woods trying to work his way back up here. The battle for the possible race lead and win here tonight at Martinsville. It's the Johnson & Johnson show right now. 1.4 seconds is the gap between Michael Johnson and Chase Johnson. Back here is a little bit of a traffic jam. You got Lane Woods, Alan Hammerbeck, Grayson Underwood all going at it for the 5th, 6th, and 7th, 7th, 8th, and 9th place position. Dylan Thomas is the guy that's in this 6th place spot, and he's actually pulled away kind of well. And Chris Schaffner coming now up to the back bumper of the 4th place driver, Corey Tessner. And this Yard Foundation 22 late model has set back and paid his due here early in the race, saving the abuse on those Hoosier tires, and it looks like it's starting to pay off for him. Slowly merging down to about 60 laps to go. Can Schaffner get around Corey Tessner, who's not making it easy right now to get around him? Off at turn 2, headed down the back straightaway. Chase Johnson has his eyes on the prize, trying to run down Michael Johnson. 1 second is the gap difference now between the two drivers. As Michael Johnson now pulled away early, too fast, too quick, and burned up his Hoosier rubber. Or has Chase Johnson done the unthinkable here and saved enough tire here after backing up out of the race lead? We'll see how things work out. Here's Chris Schaffner, emerges up from the 5th place spot, trying to get around Corey. Nice little battle going on right here between these drivers. Ace Throckmorton was the only other person in contention here tonight at chance of going against Chase Johnson for the championship. 26 points is what Ace Throckmorton needed to make up the difference in points tonight between him and Chase Johnson. Coming into tonight's 150 lap feature, Ace Throckmorton currently right now, contact made. Declan Willis into Lane Woods, ships him around at the entrance of pit lane. Caution flag here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Lane Woods shipped damn near on the pit lane right there from Declan Willis. We'll back that ass up. Look at the replay down the back straightaway. And contact made. Declan Willis gets it to the back of Lane Woods, trying to fill himself up into the field, and Lane Woods barely able to scoot by that sand barrier trap. We'll ride out the back end of the number 92 machine, kind of see what he's seeing. Declan Willis trying to feed into line right there. Just barely clips the back bumper of Declan Willis right as they get, right at the back of Lane Woods, right as they get into the braking zone here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll ride out of the roll bar with Declan Willis. Definitely looked like Lane Woods hit the brake and Declan Willis just wasn't ready for it at that given moment. A little bit of a great run right there, about 60, maybe 70 laps underneath the green flat condition consecutively here. Will give the tires an opportunity to cool back down, and these drivers have an opportunity to refire off on a restart here inside of the summer shootout. These drivers cannot lose their heads here midway through the race, though, and throw it all away. Lane Woods down on the back straightaway, able to get the late model refired here inside of the number 92 machine. Nate Hall will be the lucky dog this time around from Landrum, South Carolina. He will get his lap back. That'll put him back on the lead lap here. He'll drop to the tail end of the field as the lucky dog does here inside of the short track community and inside of NASCAR as well. Ladies and gentlemen, caution flag out here at the Martinsville Speedway for the second time here tonight. We'll be back in just a moment on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, getting ready to go back racing here after a quick cleanup underneath the caution flag here tonight at Martinsville. Heading down into the turn 3 entrance, the pace car will hang the lift down on the pit lane, and we are getting ready to see the green flag once more here inside of the Martinsville Speedway. Green flag is back in the air here in Virginia at the paperclip. Michael Johnson fires back off, heading down into turn 1 and 2. All the drivers are going to have to keep it together. A little bit of door banging right there, exchanging paint between the second and first place driver, Chase Johnson and Michael Johnson. They'll all restart and head down the back straightaway, diving down into turn 3 and 4. This is going to be the point in tonight's event where we see who has saved what when it comes to the Hoosier tires. Goodyear would absolutely despise me saying Hoosier, just like Hoosier would despise me saying Goodyear. Heading off of turn 2, heading down the back straightaway here in the summer shootout. Chase Johnson once more underneath Patrick McPeak here, 97 laps into the event, but he's not able to get it as Patrick McPeak closes the door off turn 4. 52 laps here to go at Martinsville. The drivers need to understand how much laps is left here to go, and not to trash your race car. We know things can get spread out here quickly, but who has done what, when, where, why? If you've been saving your Hoosier rubber and you've been saving your equipment here on the long run for tonight, this is the opportunity to try to see how much you've saved. Zach Evans on the bottom of the number 6. He'll try to make something shake. Lane Woods with all kind of damage on this number 92 after getting spun around. He's on the outside groove. Michael Johnson leads him off of turn 2, heading down the back straightaway. 50 laps to go this time around for the Pacematic number 40 late model. He'll try to bring home the victory here tonight. Not going to have a shot and an opportunity at the championship points, but if you could gain yourself up some extra points through the point standings, why not? It's extra money thrown into your back pocket when the payout opens up at the end of tonight's race. Michael Johnson brings them down into turn 3 and 4. We're single file for the first 12 spots until you get back here to Zach Evans and the Luca Torcott 036 machine battling it out off turn 4. Chris Schaffner all over the back bumper right there of Corey Riptide Tesner trying to make something shake. Walker Matthews trying to get this Crown Royal 01 late model back up into the picture here on the broadcast. 47 laps to go. It's still anybody's ball game when it comes to the win. Around goes Corey Tesner into turn 3. Contact's made. Big time. He's up the racetrack hard. We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Take a look at the instant replay. Kind of take a look and see what happened to Corey Tesner riding high above the racetrack right here. Down into turn 3 and 4. Contact there from Chris Schaffner. Sends around the Palmetto Moon number 8 machine. Corey gets on the brake, locks him up. Back up the racetrack, tagged by 3, 4, maybe 5 more cars. So we will get a better angle here of what just took place down the back straightaway. Corey Tesner on the inside, a little bit of front of the green machine of Chris Schaffner. Maybe Corey Tesner gets on the brake earlier than expected for Chris Schaffner. Gets tagged into the ass end. We'll back it up one more time and we'll ride on board Corey Tesner and listen to the engine. A hard ride right there for Corey Tesner. We'll ride on board with Chris Schaffner, who's had a hell of a day here tonight already. We'll see what happens. Chris Schaffner just not anticipating when to lift right there with Corey Tesner and these guys. It's a parking lot up here at the top of the turn 3 entrance. We'll get it back here to the main broadcast cam where all the drivers are trying to get everything situated. Corey Tesner's down on the pit lane attending to the number 8 machine and doesn't look like he's going to come back out on the racetrack if he doesn't get out before the pace car this time around. Caution flag here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. Back in a moment. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel's main broadcast cam, live at Martinsville here in Virginia, getting set for the restart with more than about 45, maybe 40 laps to go here. Front row belongs to Patrick McPeak and Michael Johnson. They'll head through the Martinsville Speedway restart zone, and we will refire back off the race here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel live for the summer shootout. Whoa! Caution flag on the front straightaway. Several drivers turned around immediately. Adam Peeler, Zach Evans go around on the front stretch before the green flag can get dropped. And we'll back that ass up for the instant replay. Take a look and see exactly what happened. Heading through the restart zone, it was Adam Peeler and Zach Evans. The two drivers turned around. Where does it all begin and start at? Check up here in the front. Maybe come from Chase Johnson or the race leader. I'm not entirely sure. We'll back it up here. Definitely came from the front half of the group. Maybe Walker Matthews, excuse me. But maybe Ace Throckmorton. He was down on the bottom side as well. We'll take a look. Ace Throckmorton gets into the back of Chase Johnson right there. Stacks up the rest of the field trying to time the restart here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll back it up one more time and see if we can't ride out of the front nose of Ace Throckmorton's late model. This will show us what we were looking for. It's all over the gas right there, running over the back of Chase Johnson. Stacks up the field behind him, and everybody else gets punted around right there on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Back on the main broadcast cam. The rest of the guys catch the tail end of the field. Lights are on top still of the pace car, working around the Martinsville Speedway. We'll be back in just a moment. here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, racing here live at the Martinsville Speedway. We're underneath the caution flag here tonight for the fourth time, and 79 degrees is currently what we're running right now at the paperclip. These guys getting ready to head back through the restart zone and should double foul them up. Welcome back here to a 150-lap banger of a race at the Martinsville Speedway. We'll take a few more laps here tonight underneath the caution flag, just trying to figure out who's doing what, when, where, why, how. Top three drivers have been pretty fast all the way up to this point. Mike Doyle up 10 spots from where he started tonight's event, tied for the Hard Charger Award with Patrick McPeak. Currently at the moment, does he have enough to go to victory lane? Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see how things work out here. The 72 of Ace Throckmorton, that I-85 Asphalt Series late model stock, just got into the back of Chase Johnson right there on that restart. Calls that stack up behind him, and the big pileup of cars, on the front straightaway is what led to that previous caution flag. We will get the one to go racing this time around, so we'll re-rack them, get ready to go back underneath the green flag conditions when Peter the Bass car heads down on the pit lane. Can we see the checkered flag right here? No more cautions. Cautions has been the topic of the season. 3 of them in a row right there. Green flag. Getting ready to be back out in the air through the restart zone. The Pacematic late model steps on it. Back racing here at Martinsville. Heading off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway, everybody looks to appear to have made it through turns 1 and 2. Chase Johnson gets into turn 3 a little heavy, gets into the left rear. Patrick McPeak, it bangs him up the racetrack in the number 61 machine, but Patrick McPeak's able to hold on to his position on the outside. He'll roll through turns 1 and 2, about a half-lane groove higher than he wants to. Chase Johnson comes up a little bit. Patrick McPeak takes it to the fence. These two guys have a little bit of a history between these two during the regular season. Patrick McPeak will lose the second place spot to Chase Johnson, and he'll fall back into line. Well over 45, maybe 42 laps to go here tonight. Plenty of racing to try to make something work. Michael Johnson needing those caution flags. It has given his tires an opportunity to cool back down here underneath the yellow flag conditions, allowing him to have an opportunity to refight and hang back with these guys racing hard behind him for the race win here tonight. Chase Johnson knows that he has a possibility of winning his 4th championship in a row here tonight. He just needs a decent finish at this point. Ace Throckmorton at the tail end of the field, trying to work his way up through the field. He's up to 7th. But Chase Johnson's going to need a lot more to go wrong here tonight to lose the championship. Looking good right now for the number 5. He just needs to keep his head in the game. 30 laps to go this next time around on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Drivers are going to start making moves that they either are going to regret or you're going to wish to maybe think that you didn't want to do on another half. Ladies and gentlemen, 30 laps to go in Season 4 of the late model stocks. $30 laps to go here at the Martinsville Speedway at the paperclip. You can name it however you want it. You can have it however you like it. This is Burger King. You can do whatever you want. It's the I-85 Asphalt Series Championship Race, the Dash for Cash. Race number 10 of 10. This season has been piled out with tons of action-packed field racing, especially here in the late models. If yellow flags and wrecking is what you've been looking for, this is what this group put on for majority of the year, but we cannot not give them their credit when they have had their awesome races. They had a couple great races here this season. Had a great race so far here tonight at Martinsville. Starting to get a little bit choppy here on the backside, but guys are starting to straighten it back out here. 29 laps to go. A little bit of a traffic jam right there as Lane Woods gets into the back of the number 77 of Alan Hammerbeck. These two guys trading paint up the racetrack through turns 1 and 2. The two Johnson kids have separated from the 3rd place guy and Patrick McPeak. Is this the difference between tires being saved here on the long run, or is Patrick McPeak got something up his sleeve here trying to make a run late with 27 laps to go? That is a lot of racing here at Martinsville underneath the green flag conditions that can be absolutely horrifying for drivers on their tires and brakes, but you're going to have to be perfect. You're going to have to swing wide and get into the rhythm here. Caution flag out on the racetrack for Dylan Thomas and Zach Evans across the front straightaway. Chris Schaffner involved as well. Another caution flag here in the closing portion part of tonight's event. This time it's for Zach Evans, and it appears to be Dylan Thomas. This 03 machine, Chris Schaffner over the back bumper of him right there, and never lifts off of him, spins him around out of turn 4 to the restart zone, and Zach Evans has nowhere to go. Dylan Thomas goes around, so does Zach Evans. Chris Schaffner all over the back bumper right there of Dylan Thomas. Let's take a look and listen. Gets it to the back of the 03 machine, back into the gats, just spins the 03 right around the slightest bit of contact, and Zach Evans has nowhere to go. He has to stomp down on the brake to prevent from causing any more mayhem necessary than he probably maybe have wanted. We'll take a look. And Zach Evans just gets pile drove from behind and turned around on the front straightaway. Chris Schaffner into the back right there of the number 03 machine of Dylan Thomas. That will put us underneath the caution flag for the 5th time here tonight and the 4th time within the last 30 laps or so. These guys are going to have to get it re-racked up together. We are within the closing laps of ending Season 4 here of the I-85 Asphalt Series late models. It's been a hell of a race so far here tonight. 3 heat races were scheduled for the event, and they have already taken place here tonight. Qualifying was the main topic portion part coming into tonight's event, and who was going to do what, when, where, why, and how. Chase Johnson won the pole coming into tonight's event for Chase Johnson Racing with a 20.545 fast time here tonight. The top fast 5 drivers advanced automatically. That was Johnson, Matthews, McIntosh, Schaffner, and Michael Johnson. That led us over to heat race number 1. Heat race number 1 was led and won by Lane Woods for ACR Racing in the number 92 machine, with Grayson Underwood with the runner-up spot in that heat race. Heat race number 2, came home with the number 100 ACR Racing late model of Declan Willis for ACR Racing, with the heat race number 3 win coming home to Ace Throckmorton for the Triple S Throckmorton Racing team, adding the bonus points that he needed here tonight. Who's going to bring home the championship trophy here inside of Season 3? Chase Johnson looking good mathematically right now, sitting in the 2nd place spot. But there's a win up for grabs here tonight at Martinsville for anybody. Michael Johnson wants it. He's on the inside through the restart zone. Whenever he wants it for the summer shootout through the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air here at Martinsville. Contact made into the corner. Grayson Underwood gets tagged into the parking lot here. Aaron Evans gets flipped up and over on his lid. 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 cars involved. Aaron Evans up and over on his lid. Lane Wood puts it in reverse and backs into somebody. Underwood almost upside down. Schaffner involved. Several guys pile up here in turns 1 and 2. Caution flag out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and we'll back it up for the instant replay. Take a look and see kind of what just took place here, and we'll watch it out of the fan cam. This was one insane wreck right here. Grayson Underwood down into the corner, gets tagged by Alan Hammerbeck. Shipped around on the bottom side, down in front of the crew, nowhere to go. Aaron Evans gets collected, and he's up and over on his lid. Several guys involved at the entrance of turn 1 and 2 here at the top of the grandstand, looking down at the 18, the 036, the 92, the 22 of Schaffner, as well as the 18 of Nate Hall, all pulled away from the accident right here in front of us. This was a huge accident on our screen. We will ride on board with Aaron Evans. This is going to be a sick one. Back up in front of him, hard into the outside, safer barrier, up and over on his lid, and a shower of sparks for the number 48 machine. Everybody else able to work their way through, but when it was all said and done, a huge parking lot over here into turn 1 and 2. We'll back it up one more time and take a look at the wreck and watch it happen in full speed. A nasty wreck here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. Leaves one up and over on their lid. Aaron Evans is being attended to by the AMR safety crew. The tow trucks are out on the racetrack. They will flip over the late model and attend to the race car driver of the number 48 in Aaron Evans, who had a solid night here tonight and a decent season inside of the modifieds. And he will, we are hearing there is chatter over the radio from the 48 machine, so he is verbal, awake, and conscious, talking to the AMR safety crew, so that is nice to hear. We are underneath the caution flag here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway for the 6th time here tonight, the 5th time in the last 30 laps. We'll be back in just a moment on the Booty Scoot Racing channel cleanup after a nasty wreck in turn 1. Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looks like we will lodge them up side by side the next time around, and these drivers have to get it together here inside of the late model stock division. This is what's led us here tonight, as you see Alan Hammerbeck drop to the tail end of the field for being the initial cause of the accident there in the number 77 machine. We'll pull up the point system here tonight. Chase Johnson comes in 26 points above the rest of the guys when it comes to championship standard talk, and he has 5 wins on the regular season, looking for championship number 4 in a row. He runs in the 2nd place spot right now to the driver's right of Michael Johnson, who is currently scored 5th in the point standings as we speak. 6th in the point standings as we speak here currently at this given moment. Michael Johnson needing a great finish right here, as that would help him jump up the guys in front of him like Ty McIntosh, who's already out of tonight's event. That could be more payment, more money to the back pocket and to the wallet of Michael Johnson, who's coming freshly off his Season 3 Wheeling Modified Championship last night inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series. Heading through the restart zone this time around, these drivers have less than now 20 laps after pacing underneath the caution flag to try to make it work through the restart zone. Green flag back in the air here in Martinsville. Down into turns 1 and 2. They're able to make it out on the other end of it. Down the back straightaway. Patrick McPeak on the inside to the left rear quarter panel of Chase Johnson. They're able to keep it out of each other's left rear quarter panel. Chase Johnson has to try to fight back on the outside there. Keep Patrick McPeak honest by keeping him low to the curb through turn 3 and 4. Patrick McPeak slides up just a smidge pit off the exit of turn 2. Flying down the back straightaway, ripping through the living room floor, right out of your TV screen. Now Zach Evans on the inside of Dylan Thomas. Battle off the exit of turn 3 and 4. 13 laps to go here at Martinsville. It's anybody's ball game. Patrick McPeak trying to have a battle for it here tonight and a chance to go to the victory lane here tonight. Johnson, McPeak, and Willis, the top 4 drivers. No relation between the two Johnson boys. They're going to have to keep it together. Torcott goes around down the back straightaway, so does Schaffner. But we will keep it green here with 11 laps to go at Martinsville. Trying to get it to the end here. Season 3 of Season 4. And Chase Johnson gets spun around. Michael Johnson goes around, and it's a caution off of turn 2. We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Take a look at the instant replay of what just took place on our screen. The battle between Chase Johnson and Michael Johnson. It looks like where maybe the initial contact ensued out of turn 3 and 4. Johnson gets it to the left rear of Johnson and spins him out. And Chase Johnson goes around as well. Nowhere to go. We'll back that ass up and right out of the front nose of Chase Johnson, the 4-time champion, riding behind Michael Johnson. Gets into the gas and spins around Michael Johnson down off of turn 3. Down the back straightaway. Chase Johnson goes around. Michael Johnson goes around. And Patrick McPeak barely able to nip through it. We'll ride on board Declan Willis right there. Patrick McPeak right here, as he had the best angle. Tons of room between him and 2nd place, and he's even on the gas trying to get there. Gets the car knocked into neutral. He hit Chase Johnson so hard, but Chase Johnson Spins around Michael Johnson off the exit of turn 2 for the race lead. And intentional or not, you never want to see those kind of incidents happen from the front of the pack to the back. But ladies and gentlemen, this has absolutely shooken up the point standings. Chase Johnson will receive the EOL for spinning out Michael Johnson. He'll go to the tail end of the field. This will now leave about 10 positions between him and Ace Throckmorton. Can Ace Throckmorton drive up to victory lane and score some bonus points at some point here tonight? He's got 3 for the heat race win, but that was just to keep the pole situated for him and Chase. Ace Throckmorton maybe might have a chance at this championship here in the closing laps at Martinsville. Ladies and gentlemen, Grayson Underwood down on the pit lane. His night is done. It's done. It's over with. Complete. Season 4, a wrap here for Grayson Underwood 01 team. Side by side down into turn 1 and 2. We will take them into turn 3 and 4 for the restart here tonight with less than 10 laps to go. Going to try to keep them out of the overtime and save it. 2 attempts at the overtime if we need them. Pace car down on the pit lane. Willis, McPeak on the front row. Matthews, Doyle in the second row. Green flag getting ready to fly back in the air here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 7 laps down, 6 laps to go here in the summer shootout live at Martinsville. Michael Johnson up the racetrack right there, maybe off the front nose, and Chase Johnson, and around goes Dylan Thomas down the back straightaway here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Nobody else collected in the side of the wreck, but Dylan Thomas goes around in the 03 machine. This will take us to the overtime here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We will back that ass up for the instant replay and take a look and see exactly what happened to Dylan Thomas in this 03 machine. Tagged in the ass in by Lane Wood, who then lags out and disappears and goes around down the back straightaway. Chase Johnson gets into the back end of Chris Schaffner. He has nowhere to go inside of his race car. We'll back it up one more time and see if we can't ride out of the ass end of this machine as he gets turned around here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. This gets turned around down the back straightaway. It is not what Dylan Thomas was looking for. Chase Johnson has to avoid the wreck right there, but he gets into the back of Chris Schaffner. We'll take a look and see what happened there between these two drivers. Just trying to get out of the way, everybody on their brakes, slowing up for the wreck, and Chase Johnson runs right into the back of Chris Schaffner, checking up for the wreck. And not sure if these guys didn't see the wreck unfolding in front of them for maybe, I don't know, 6, 7, maybe 8 car lengths. Had plenty of time to react and slow down, but these drivers elected to keep their foot in it. That's exactly what is happening. What started off as a beautiful 60, 75 laps here tonight, caution free. Only had 1 caution back on the opening lap number 1 event here tonight. Has spewed over to now the 8th caution flag here tonight at Martinsville. All of them within 7 of them, within the last 30 laps of tonight's event here tonight at Martinsville. This will lead us to the overtime here tonight in Virginia at the Paperclip. Ladies and gentlemen, it has all come down to this green-white checker 2-lap shootout here tonight in Virginia. These drivers will have 2 opportunities at the overtime, and if we cannot get back around to the white flag, the caution flag will fly, and we'll re-rack them for 1 more attempt at it. However, if the drivers can get back around within the striking zone of the white flag, then the next flag will end the race. The first person back to the checkered flag will win the event here tonight at Martinsville. Ladies and gentlemen, Season 4 come down to a caution flag overtime. Could you believe it? Petra McPeak, Walker Matthews on the front row. Overtime from the summer shootout live at Martinsville. 2-lap shootout. Green flag is in the air for the overtime. Heading through turns 1 and 2, Petra McPeak has the race lead down the back straightaway in the number 61 machine. Contact down the back straightaway. One gets turned around. It's Michael Johnson hitting Nate Hall, making contact. We'll go to another overtime here at Martinsville. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay and take a look and see what happened between Nate Hall and Michael Johnson. Battling it out here, trying to figure out who's going to do what. Chase Johnson gets it to the back of Nate Hall, ships him on the inside, and around goes Michael Johnson. What a shot right there, hard on the inside, safe for barrier for Michael Johnson. So we will ride out of the back half of Nate Hall. It looks like he got hit by Chase Johnson, and that's exactly what happened. Chase Johnson gets it to the back of Nate Hall, ships him around on the inside. So we'll ride out of the front nose of Chase Johnson, who gets into the back of Chris Schaffner right there. Take a listen. Tried to plug the hole on the outside, just wasn't clear. Got into the number 18 and shipped him around down the back straightaway. A hard shot into the inside wall from Michael Johnson. Chase Johnson, the initial start of the caution flag right there as they go back on the main broadcast camera, bring it back to the live portion part of the camera. Nate Hall in the back half of the field, Chase Johnson as well, Dylan Thomas. Michael Johnson has climbed aboard his late model. His night will be retired here tonight at Martinsville. Ninth caution flag here tonight, and this will be officially the final 2 laps of Season 4. There is no more overtime attempts here tonight at Martinsville. This will be the final one. 2-lap shootout here tonight, green, white, checkered, just like the previous attempt. If the caution flag flies before the conclusion of tonight's race, which is when the drivers get the white flag, we will not re-rack them. The drivers will catch the pace car, and it will end underneath the yellow flag. However, if these drivers can get back around off turn 4 and in the striking zone of the white flag, 1 lap will be remaining, and the first person back to the checker flag will win it. However, folks, there is absolutely no intentional wrecking inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series late model stock division for any purpose and necessary reasons at all. 8 caution flags within the last 30 laps here tonight at Martinsville. 75 laps underneath the green flag condition to kick it off. Patrick McPeak looking for his second late model win on the season. So is Declan Willis and Walker Matthews. Ace Throckmorton has an opportunity to make this championship standings worth the damn if he can get around here. 2-lap shootout from the 4th place spot. Green flag is in the air at Martinsville. The final overtime in Season 4. 2 laps to go. Patrick McPeak gets down into turn 1 and 2 here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. Walker Matthews pulls up to the left rear of Patrick. Patrick now has to defend down into turn 3 and 4, where Willis fills into the 2nd place spot. Contact made throughout the field, but everybody's able to keep it through. Patrick McPeak will see the white flag in the air, presented by AFLglobal.com. McPeak down into turn 1 and 2 for the final time here tonight. Contact made back here into turns 1 and 2. But it's Willis looking at one more opportunity in the back bumper. Patrick McPeak. The bumper will get applied by Willis to the back of Patrick McPeak. Checker flag is in the air. Patrick McPeak will hold on. He'll win the race tonight at Martinsville. He'll win the race here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. Zach Evans and Luca Torcott will go around as well, as Dylan Thomas will check out that wreck right here. See what happened here in the closing laps between Zach Evans and the rest of the group. Caution flag did not fly here. It was on the white flag, and Dylan Thomas gets it to the back of Zach Evans, and 2 of them go barrel rolling down the back straightaway. Holy shit. What a ride here on the closing laps of tonight's event. 2 of them barrel roll down the back straightaway. Contact made to the light rear, Dylan Thomas to Zach Evans, gets into Zach Evans, and he's up and over down the back straightaway. Mayhem here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel sees Patrick McPeak win it when it's all said and done inside of his late model stock, as he brings it back around the front straightaway, around the fans, giving his salute. He'll head down the back straightaway. Declan Willis will come to the front straightaway. We'll have all of our guys looking to give out their interviews pull across the front straightaway. Chase Johnson will mathematically be the Season 4 champion. It'll be his 4th in a row. But it doesn't come after causing some caution flags there on the back half of that front nose of the number 5 machine. Chase Johnson will lead 43 laps here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, and it will be good enough for him to score his 4th consecutive championship and possible final one here inside of the late model stocks. Chase Johnson wins it tonight at Martinsville for the championship, but it's Patrick McPeak winning the race here tonight at the paperclip. Patrick McPeak's going to burn it down for you fans here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, hoping and praying that you'll go out of the fan zone, buy some 61 merch as he does his donuts. He'll win the race here tonight. Chase Johnson will win the championship for Season 4. We'll speak with these drivers in just a moment. We'll be back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll hear for your favorite drivers, Mayhem. They're at the closing end of tonight's race. Not the cleanest, back in just a moment. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live at the Martinsville Speedway. We are counting down the post-race show where the race is just wrapped up here at the Martinsville Speedway. It was a hell of a race here tonight. It was clean for about 75 laps to kick it off, and then before you know it, folks, 9 caution flags fly there in the last 30 laps of tonight's event. But it's Patrick McPeak going to victory lane here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And it was a thriller performance between him and the rest of the group there in that closing overtime finish. But Patrick McPeak gained the race lead out of the 2 leaders, banging into one another. We'll wait to see how he has to explain it as we wait on Patrick McPeak here to pull up into the broadcast booth. Patrick McPeak slides into the booth here. Patrick, do you got a copy?
Got a copy, man.
What a race here tonight for Patrick McPeak. You win your 2nd late model race on the season, but it doesn't come without a little bit of help there in the closing laps. Contact between the front 2 guys. Not entirely sure what happened between those 2. You can kind of walk us through it, but you'll grab the race lead, able to hold on there through the 2 overtimes. Walk us through it as you're a race winner here at Martinsville.
Yeah, Chase just really had contact with my teammate Michael, and I don't think it was intentional or anything, but it was just hard racing. That's all I could say about that. But I'm happy that we won the race, and I'm glad that AF1's finishing the late models in the cars that we have struggled with the most, with the number 1 spot. I'm fine with that, and I'm happy with that. But I'm just disappointed how that race ended. It just absolutely pisses me off that I have my own teammate gets fucking run over at every single race. Sorry for my French, but it's just absolutely bull crap on what's going on, and something needs to be changed quick. And I don't know what's going to happen but me and Michael's going to have to talk about what happened here. He's pretty upset right now.
And we hear you, and we hear the chatter over the Discord right now between all the drivers going at it. Just a sloppy back half of the race there. We'll talk about the good part of first, and then we'll hit to the second part of the race. Of 75 laps underneath the green flag condition to kick it off. It really looked like we were in for a good treat here tonight. Your 61 late model had some speed in it. We've seen you sag back, though, a little bit, save a little bit of tire, and it looks like it paid off for you here in the end. But there at the end, you get a couple caution flags with these guys beating and banging. You're able to save a little bit by getting the temperature down. Just walk us through the race here tonight. Walk us through your season altogether. It wasn't the championship, but 2 wins you can't be more proud of.
Yeah, I'm tickled about that. I missed North Wilkesboro and thought maybe we could have competition there, but had something going on with the family. And but we show up at South Boston and win the race for Mo Morris, and at the beginning for my first race at South Boston, and that right there is pretty well taken care of. And then we struggled the whole entire season, and thought we had a chance at winning last week, the last race at Oxford, but didn't go out in our favor. And But luckily, we finished the league off with a win this season, so I'm tickled about that. 2 wins, can't can't really get sour about that.
And we appreciate you participating here in Season 4 all year long inside of the Booty Scoot Racing Channel's I-85 Asphalt Series Late Model Stock Division. And just stay tuned. Hopefully we can figure something out in the future about the league and maybe what goes on, especially after a night like tonight. Great win here tonight for the 61 of Patrick McPeak. Anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank Grizzly Steel Structures, RYR Engines, Megawatt Electric. Trying to think who else. I'm having one of them days right now.
AF1 Racing, Grizzly.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, Grizzly Steel Structures, Megawatt Electric, SP Tools, RYR Racing Engines, AF1 Racing. Got to thank the love of my life, Tabby, for having my back. Got to thank Michael Johnson for being a good teammate all season and giving us a good chance. And got to thank Logan Sanchez, our COO of AF1, Vice President, and the love of my life, Tabitha, for giving us pretty much the motivation that we needed, and she's my biggest fan. And got to thank my mom and dad for having my support, no matter if it's on virtual or in real life. They got my back on no matter what it is. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I want to thank you for putting this on, and thank you for letting me be here to race. And, I can't wait for next season.
I appreciate it. That's Patrick McPeak, winner here tonight at the Paperclip, the Martinsville Speedway. We appreciate you, Patrick. Go celebrate in victory lane.
Yes, sir. Thank
Yes, sir. That's the Patrick McPeak 61 machine here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. He'll bring home the first place spot. We'll scoot down here to the second place position. Driver of the number 100 late model is going to be Declan Willis, and he had a decent race here tonight as we pull Declan Willis into the booth. Declan, do you have a copy? Do you have a copy, Declan? Do not believe we have Declan Willis on our comms at the moment, so we will move him back into the interview waiting room and see if we cannot get him back up onto the standings. We'll scoot down here to the third place driver the number 04, and Walker Matthews. Walker Matthews now joins us inside of the booth. Walker, do you have a copy?
Got you loud and clear.
There we go. Walker Matthews has us loud and clear. What a season here for the 04 Crown Royal machine. For a little bit there, I thought maybe you were going to be the one back in victory lane. You grabbed you a win here on the regular season, a decent season points finish as well, so you'll be rewarded quite nicely with your payout. Kind of walk us through the season and the race here tonight at Martinsville.
The season to be my first, I mean, first race, we had a good race. Finished second to Chase, new to everyone. Everyone raced good. Every race, fast, consistent laps. South Boston didn't get lucky there and got caught up in a wreck that ruined our car. And then me missing three races. I mean, that kind of just killed my points. But I mean, tonight's race was good. I thought the front of the pack, that pack in the front, I thought they were going to burn their tires up, but everyone had a good race. And then after that second caution, just caution after caution, it was rough, but
caution after caution for sure. Caution after caution for sure. We was getting ready to say, we know you were a young buck. You were a rookie here inside of the I-85 Asphalt Series, and you'll have my number one pick for the rookie of the season if I had to give one. You were bad fast all season long. You were fast here again tonight at Martinsville. Is there anybody you'd like to thank on top of this late model group? Anything else you'd like to throw out there?
I mean, Foster Smithies, he's been here for pretty much all the races. He wasn't able to make it tonight. He had a vacation, but he's coached me, told me how to save tires. I'm a little new to this, so like I don't really know how to save tires in these big races. So we practiced, and Foster's like just put me through everything and gave me all the information I need to have a good run and a good season. So it's all to him, honestly.
Well, we appreciate you. That's Walker Matthews, driver of the number 04 late model. He will bring home the third place spot here tonight, and it's going to be close for third place in points as well. So kind of thank you all year long for your participation. We appreciate you, Walker.
Yeah, it was a good year. Thanks for hosting these, and the field, I mean, good top 5, top 10 drivers. Just we had a little bit more clean racing. I feel like this league could have been a lot better, but hopefully, if y'all make the decision to run these again, I hope we can actually get some good racing.
And I agree as well. That's Walker Matthews, driver of the number 04 late model here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He'll bring home the third place spot. We appreciate you, Walker.
Yep, thank you.
Yes, sir. We'll move on down here to the fourth place finisher here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Driver of the number 77 HendrickCars.com machine of Alan Hammerbeck. Alan Hammerbeck is waiting inside of the broadcast room. We will bring him up into the booth. And driver of the number 38 or the 77 Chili's HendrickCars.com late model. Alan, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
We can join here with Alan Hammerbeck. Alan, kind of walk us through your season altogether, but especially here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. 75 laps underneath the green flag condition, and mayhem kind of there at the end. The front nose of this 77 is a little pushed in, but you were bad fast for a rookie that joined in his first short track season. Kind of walk us through it.
Yeah, first season in I-85. I haven't been racing that much on iRacing at all, so I'm pretty happy the way everything turned out this season. Don't know exactly who I got into, but that was completely on me, just trying to be aggressive, you know. I'll learn as I go, but happy with the way everything turned out. It was a good drive back up to top 5. I have no clue where I'm going to be at on points, but whatever it is, I'll be happy with.
It was a stellar performance for you, and with Corey not finishing tonight's race, he was the only other person that could have made it interesting on points-wise for you. You'll finish higher than him, so you'll at least bring home close to that 9th, maybe 10th place points-paying spot, so you'll at least make your money back. Just kind of walk us through your race here tonight on the back half of the event. Just altogether a fun season. We're glad to have you.
Yeah, the whole objective tonight was really just to save tires as much as I could. I was doing that, and it seemed like everybody kept pushing and pushing, so I let people by. And about lap 80, lap 70, we turned it on. But, I mean, luckily I think I saved enough tires to have a good shot at the end. Kind of killed it. I don't know what lap it was when I got dropped at the back, but thankfully made my way back up to P4.
And P4 is going to save the points day for you and the payout. We appreciate you, Alan. A great season all year long. We appreciate you for participating.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. That's Alan Hammerbeck, driver of the number 77 Chili's late model here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We will scoot down here to the 5th place finisher, top 5 driver here tonight, Adam Peeler. And Adam Peeler had a bad, fast late model as he joins us inside of the booth. Adam, do you have a copy?
Yeah, man, I got you. What's up?
Adam joins the booth here. Adam, it was a great season for this number 27 machine. Your first full-time season inside of the late models. Seeing you run out another top 5 here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You come into tonight's event as the number 27 car was 12th in points, 2 spots out from a points-paying spot, and just have to kind of see how things shake up after a top 5 finish here tonight to see where you land at. Kind of walk us through your race and your season altogether.
Yeah, man, it was. We can talk about the race first. That was a tale of 2 races, really. Those first 95 laps or whatever it was, and we were running green, and you know, me and Zach and Mikey, we all kind of did our thing and dropped and just kind of ran around, you know, half second off the pace, and was gonna save some tires, but I don't know if it was the cautions that bred it and made it to where the tires really didn't seem to matter, or if it was the tire fall off and speed wasn't there, but the wear was there. So I'm wondering if we would have went green, would the black flag started popping up for people blowing right front, even though the lap times weren't going down, right? But I kind of curious about that. Sometimes we've seen that where, you know, the tires don't slow down, but they just kind of go when you hit that threshold. But I don't know. That last restart, I just stuck it on the high side. I think I restarted 8th or something like that. And I knew that the bottom line would get kind of bogged down and guys would do, you know, dumb stuff or whatever. And so I just thought I'd stick it on the high side and see what happened. And it was 4 really, really good corners that got me from 8th to 5th. So I'll take it. I got to talk to you 2 nights in a row, 2 top 5s. Finish off is always great. The season's been pretty rough. I'll be honest. I mean, after sitting in an interview with you almost every night, when I came in last season and ran that last 3/4 of it or whatever. I had a very high outlook on this season, and what I thought I was going to be able to do. It just didn't go that way. It's no secret to the racing and stuff like that, and my skill set needs long green flag runs. I'm not a heater kind of person. I'm not a short run guy. Doesn't matter what I'm racing in. I'm just not. And so this season just hasn't worked out that way. Whether it's can't get up there because we have so many cautions, or getting caught up in the cautions before we even get to that point. So we were sixth in points before I missed the race to go on vacation. And that dropped us all the way down, I think 14th or something like that when I came back. Um, so I knew it was going to be a grind. If we made the top 10, great. If we didn't, that's fine too. Got sixth over on the modified side, and got to get to digging on our truck program for Friday nights. I missed a race over there too, so I'm behind the 8 ball over there. But overall, it's been fun. Definitely not as excited as last night. I think last night running 100 laps green, you couldn't wipe the smile off my face. Tonight was more of a let's get it to the end and hope we're in the right place at the right time. And we were on the outside on that last restart, and it ended up being the right place at the right time. So again, thanks to you, thanks to Neil, everybody, M&D, all my teammates throughout the year. It's been a fun time. Like I said, I love short track racing. It's become something that's probably my favorite thing to do on the sim for sure. So I hope no matter where it's at, whether it's a different format or different cars or a whole different league, whatever, we can continue to do this to some degree because it's a good time. Like I said, this season in the late models didn't go so great, but you'll have that every now and then. I mean, can't complain too much. Sitting here fifth on the last race at Martinsville of all places, where I didn't end up crashed up into the wall, so that's a win.
And we appreciate it. That's Adam Peeler, driver of the number 27 Peeler's Apple L machine. He'll bring home the top 5 machine. We appreciate you, Adam. Anybody you'd like to thank on top of this number 27 machine?
Oh no, just like I said, the M&D guys. I mean, the Apple L thing was pretty fun. That's a made up company, thanks to you, by the way. Last season, you like to say that I was peeling my way through the field, so I kind of told I told Neil that we needed a Apple L car to kind of go with your little peeling through the field thing. You didn't get to say it as much this season because of the way the races played out, but so that's what that was for. I will say that I got some cool stuff coming paint scheme wise to celebrate the new baby girls. So you guys will be seeing that soon.
We appreciate it. Adam Peeler will go on to the next chapter of life, and he will take care of his newborn when it gets here. We appreciate you, Adam Peeler. It's been a hell of a season this year.
Yeah, man. Thanks. That was a blast.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it. That's Adam Peeler, driver of the number 27 late model here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. We'll scoot down here to the 6th place finisher. We will talk to our championship driver and Chase Johnson, who will now bring Ace Throckmorton into the broadcast booth. And Ace Throckmorton joins us now. Ace, do you have a copy?
Yeah, I hear you.
Ace, it was a close one there late. We had our feet, we had it up on our feet up here. I think everybody in the stands as well. Chase Johnson brings out that caution flag. It's the EOL penalty. It puts you up towards the front. Maybe had an opportunity if you could just get the victory lane here tonight, but you'll come up a few spots short. Kind of walk us through your season altogether and tonight here at Martinsville.
We had a pretty up and down season. First race finished 15th. Second race in South Boston finished good. It was up and down. Every week we did something different. Finished good, finished bad. But thought when Chase Johnson wrecked Michael Johnson, we would have had a shot at winning the championship or the race or something like that. Because those were the 2 fastest cars on the night. Just take all those cautions at the end. Kind of ruined my chance at winning the championship. Chase Johnson was able to get back up, but good for him. I mean, I finished second. It's good for me. Not used to doing good stuff in league races because I'm not usually the best at it, but I'm happy about it. I'm happy about the way our season went for my team. Finished top 10 in points and then the modified season we did decent in that too. So we did. It's pretty good I-85 season with everything.
It was a great season for you, and it looks like mathematically Walker Matthews will not catch you, so you will bring home that second place points money. So a decent season altogether on both sides of the modifieds and the late models here for you. So you'll be taking home a little decent payout here tonight, somewhere around maybe $38, I believe it is. So just a great run altogether for your 72 team. Anybody you would like to thank on top of this group?
I'd like to thank Smith Speed Shop, my team, SS Throckmorton Racing. I'd like to thank y'all for hosting the league. It's been fun. First season with y'all. It's been really good. I hope that we do this again, and hope I can win the championship again. Or not again, but hopefully I can win the championship for the first time.
We appreciate it. That's the number 72 of Ace Throckmorton, driver from South Boston, Virginia. We appreciate you, Ace.
Yep, thank you.
And that is Ace Throckmorton, driver of the number 72 machine. He will bring home the 6th place spot here tonight, and that'll bring us all the way over here to our championship driver here tonight, driver of the number 5 machine. We'll pull him up here into the booth. We are with the Season 4 champion. 4 in a row. Chase, do you have a copy?
I got you.
Chase, you'll win 4 championships in a row here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. And kind of going back to what Adam Peeler said, just a tale of 2 different races here. 75 laps underneath the green flag condition and mayhem to close it out. Just kind of walk us through your season altogether in the race here tonight at Martinsville.
Well, I'll start tonight. Just want to apologize to Michael and apologize to Patrick too. I did not mean to get into him there. I don't know what lap it was, but was just trying to turn up the aggression a little bit, and I just clipped him, and totally on me. Didn't mean to do it. So apologize to him, but good win to Patrick. I'm glad them guys could get another win this year. But yeah, overall the race was, I mean, it was really fun for the first, 75 laps, whatever we got on the green, and then yeah, I think everybody just wanted to get a little aggressive and get as many spots as they could, but overall for the season, man, I really appreciate you guys putting it on. It's been a roller coaster of emotions for everybody here, but I really do appreciate it. I hope to see it again. We've had a really fast car all year. We've brought a lot of new guys into the team. Some guys have left, but that's how it goes. So really fun year. Hope this is not the last one. Maybe we can see a different car in I-85 sometime or another down the line, or race the late models again. Who knows? But really like racing here. Really like racing with the guys we got. So hope to see it continue. So I appreciate it again, and yeah, hope it's not the last one.
Chase Johnson will win 4 championships in a row. Kind of walk us through what you have to say kind of about that. 4 in a row. You'll win a $100 payout here tonight, as well as the championship shirt. Just 4 in a row all together. Nobody will call you different. You'll win every championship we've had so far in the late. Yes, every one we've had so far in the late models. Just walk us through what this means to this team.
Man, it means everything to us. Starting, in season 1 when we started this. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of these things, but, after racing them for, over 30, 35 races in these things, I've really come to love them. And it's starting to become, my favorite car to race. So I really hope we can find a way to keep them here on the channel, find the series another time to race them. But, who knows? Yeah, I really appreciate another opportunity to race for a championship. It hasn't been easy, that's for damn sure. I know it probably looks that way to a lot of people, but man, it has not came easy. I've had to race my ass off for these guys. So appreciate them for racing me, as clean as they can, and ready to do it again.
That's the driver of the number 957, the number 5 tonight, Chase Johnson. He'll win his 4th championship in a row. We appreciate you, Chase.
I appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. We will throw him back down into the interview waiting room, and we will wrap up tonight's broadcast live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, where The drone continues to fly over the Martinsville Speedway. We'll pull up the results here tonight. Patrick McPeak wins the race at the Martinsville Speedway, his second win of the season. Declan Willis will bring home the ACR Racing late model in the second place position. Walker Matthews will score the third place spot to round out season 4. Alan Hammerbeck will bring home the fourth place spot, and he'll score the Hard Charger award to add to the total points. Adam Peeler will bring home the fifth and final top 5 spot for M&D Motorsports, followed by Ace Throckmorton, who made it interesting here late on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the championship, but it wasn't enough for the season 4 champion here of Chase Johnson, who went 4 in a row. Mike Doyle will bring home the 8th place spot for M&D Motorsports, followed by Nate Hall in the 9th place position. 10th place will go to the 22 machine of Chris Schaffner. It doesn't show the tail of the race that he had. Zach Evans involved in everybody else's messes here tonight. It'll cost him a good finish in an 11th place spot. Dylan Thomas will bring home the 12th place finish after getting turned around there late. Luca Torcott involved in the accident, up and over on his lid on the last lap of the race, followed by Michael Johnson in the number 40 machine. Lane Woods will bring home the number 92 in the 15th place position, followed by Grayson Underwood in the 16th place spot. Aaron Evans will score the 17th place spot here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and he had one hell of a race here tonight, up and over on his lid. Corey Tessner will bring home the 18th place spot here tonight for Chase Johnson Racing, followed by Ty McIntosh, who had wheel disconnection issues inside of his number 10 3-wide television late model. Tony Cook will score the 20th place spot here tonight, with the final 21st place spot being scored to Phil Bogdan in the 29 late model. But it was Patrick McPeak going to victory lane here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. Chase Johnson wins the season 4 championship when it's all said and done. 4 in a row for Chase Johnson. But it's Patrick McPeak popping the champagne in victory lane here tonight. We'll see you. Now, we don't know when again on the late model stock division, but we will see you again on Friday night for the TNA Truck Series, presented to you by the Home Run Cafe, live at the Texas Motor Speedway, 2009 style. We'll see you then.